I am exhausted emotionally, mentally. Pretty much everything that we've tried to do for this move has gone wrong in some way. It took us 6+ months to even find a house to move into. We missed one house. We had to pick a second house. So we didn't get the house we originally wanted. Not that I'm complaining, because I love our house. We almost didn't sell this house in time. We made less money on this house than we wanted, spent more on the house that we bought than we should have. And then, had to replace all of the flooring in the new house, which we didn't finish. Just like everything was broken. Everything was broken when we moved in, when we got to that house, everything. And had to replace everything. We were supposed to have 2 bathrooms. We only have 1 working bathroom. Like, just everything leaks. Everything was broken. It's been unbelievably overwhelming. And then we've been in this kind of weird transition phase where we were packed, and then we weren't packed, and we were moving, and for well over a month now. And today is the day that we are supposed to move. And last night it was pouring down rain, wind, and a snowstorm. And today a snowstorm. And we literally, it's like winter advisory. You can't drive over the pass. We almost didn't make it over the pass on Thursday night in my car. And now trying to drive like a 26-foot U-Haul over the pass in the snow, it's just like, that's not gonna happen. So instead of moving today, we packed up the U-Haul, which didn't even fit all of our shit. We're gonna have to rent a second U-Haul next weekend and do this all the fuck over again. But the first U-Haul is ready to go. We also had movers back out on both ends, had to renegotiate new movers, and now I have to call the other movers and say, sorry, we're not gonna be there because there's a snowstorm, which they live there. They know that there's a snowstorm. They're fine with it. But everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. So today we're gonna go down to Medford and spend the night in a hotel and hope nobody steals our shit, and then try to make it over the pass tomorrow, assuming that the snowstorm stops today, which it's supposed to, so we'll see. And then, not enough sleep, and I have stupid freaking injury on my finger. Everything on my body hurts. Everything on my husband's body hurts. We're exhausted. And now we're saying goodbye to our very first home, which I'm excited for the future. I love our new home. I do. I'm excited to make memories in it, to improve it, to really live there and not just be in this transitional phase. But, I'm really sad to leave this house. It's weird and echoey and empty, and it's weird. But I love this house. This is the house that I had surgery in. This is the house, 2 of them actually. This is the house that I finally changed my life. And this is the house that my husband and I have spent the last, 4 years in. And it's emotional and sad to leave. And then on top of everything, I haven't had really proper food. I ate 2 donuts today. I don't feel super great about that. Not emotionally, I couldn't care less about it emotionally, but I don't feel good. I need some protein. I need some real food. I miss vegetables. I miss my routine. I miss vegetables. I miss having a working kitchen. I haven't had a working kitchen in a month. I'm so sick of road trips. When you're on a road trip, and I'm not gonna use this as an excuse. I don't wanna say that I give myself license to eat whatever I want, because that's not really true. But when you're on a road trip and you have ADHD, I need to be doing something. I can't just sit there and drive. It drives me Drives me crazy. And so I end up snacking a lot. I end up chewing copious amounts of sugar-free gum, which is fine, except that then I get really bad intestinal pain from the sugar-free, the aspartame and whatever sugar-free shit's in there. So then I have to limit my sugar-free gum chewing. And I used to be a smoker. I've been cigarette-free for like 9 years now, or 10 years. It's been a while. It's a good thing. I've been cigarette-free for a long time. But I used to chain smoke in the car, and then I used to binge eat in the car. And now that we've been sitting in the car for hours and hours and hours and hours a week, my body gets so bored, and I just it drives me like insane. Like I really struggle. So I end up eating stuff that I shouldn't. Now, I don't eat till I'm gonna puke, and I don't binge eat and all that stuff, but I absolutely eat chips and crackers and candy that I don't need. And then I just end up feeling like shit at the end of the day. I don't usually hit my water goals while I'm driving either, because I have to pee every 20 minutes, and I hate having to fucking stop and pee every 20 minutes when you're driving. So I don't usually hit my water goals, and then you just feel more and more like crap when you don't hit your water goals and you don't hit your protein goals. And I think this is gonna be a long video. I'm probably gonna post this on YouTube, but I feel like something that's interesting about this surgery is before surgery, I could go days without drinking very much water without any consequences. I could go days with eating like crap and not really have any consequences beyond maybe an upset stomach. And now if I don't hit my protein and water goals, I feel like shit. I feel so shitty. And a big reason for me doing this surgery was to feel better in my body, because I always felt like shit. I always had an upset stomach. I always felt like garbage. And my goal has been to feel good in my body. And for the last 6 months, since we've been doing this move, since I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, so fucking busy, preparing, cleaning, showing the house every few days, packing, yard sale, taking things to Goodwill, cleaning, installing new floors, holidays, road trips, moving. I was with one of my friends while she had surgery, just so much stuff. And I feel like I haven't properly taken care of my body. And my workouts have fallen off. And I'm not happy about that. I'm not okay with that. And I'm not okay with the way that my body feels right now. And I think I probably have a little bit of regain right now. I'm staying off the scale for multiple reasons, one of which is if I do have regain right now, it's not because I'm slipping or going back into old habits necessarily, or it's not because I'm just binge eating a bunch of crap. It's because my life is chaos. I don't have access to a working kitchen. I only really have access to convenience food, protein bars, protein shakes, and those are great, but they're not real food, and they don't fill me up and work in the way that I need them to. I need a real meal, that's what I need. And so I'm not super worried about regain in the sense of I know that I'll get back on track as soon as I have my routine again in a working kitchen again. So I'm not stressed about that, but I do think I have a few pounds of regain. I feel fluffy, especially right here, right in my middle belly. But I will say this, that I couldn't have done any of this pre-surgery. Not a damn thing. I couldn't have moved. I couldn't have packed. I couldn't have injured myself. I couldn't have cleaned. I couldn't have hauled. I couldn't have packed a U-Haul. I couldn't have helped my husband tear out floors and put in new floors. I couldn't have painted most of the house. Like, I couldn't have done any of the things that I've been doing for the last few months without having had this surgery. So as like frustrated and exhausted as I am right now, I will say that I'm tickled and pleased with all the non-scale victories that I've had, and just being happy that I can physically move my body the way I want to. So, I guess since I'm doing a longer video anyways, I might as well give people an update, since I'm gonna post this on YouTube. I haven't done an update in a while. So yeah, this has been the last like 6+ months of my life. Since May is when we started this process of trying to buy and sell a house, and move 4 hours away. So through the snow. Our goal was to have this done long before the snow ever happened, and that's just not how it worked out. And now we're 2 weeks out from Christmas. I have no Christmas decorations. Nothing is wrapped. I don't have a tree up. I'm pretty upset about that. And yeah, otherwise, I'm good. I'm essentially at goal. I've adjusted my goal. My goal originally was to be about 180, but I'm around 200 right now, and I'm fine with that. There is so much loose skin on my body that once the loose skin is removed, I'll be under 200 pounds. And I honestly am not super worried about the number on the scale. I'm healthy, blood work is good. You know, I don't have high blood pressure or prediabetes anymore. I still have insulin resistance because I still have PCOS. And I still struggle a little bit with what's called reactive hypoglycemia, which is one of the complications that can arise from bariatric surgery. It basically just means that my body still thinks I'm 400 pounds and pre-diabetic, so it releases too much insulin when I eat food sometimes, and I have blood sugar crashes. So it's not fun, but because when your blood sugar crash, you have to eat something, even if you're not hungry, even if you just ate. So it sucks. It's not fun, but it has been getting better. It was really bad about a year ago, and it's been steadily getting better for the last 6 months. There were about 6 months there where it was every single day, all day long, I was having these blood sugar crashes. So it does get better. Generally it's not a permanent complication. But I think one of the last updates that I did, honestly, was almost a year ago. After losing my gallbladder, I'm now over a year out from my gallbladder surgery, and the worst side effect, whatever you want to call it, is that if I eat too much fat, or sometimes too much sugary things, or if I have too much fake sugar, like if I chew too much gum, I have a horrible gas. So that's my worst. It's my worst side effect, is sometimes I have bad gas, but I don't have a gallbladder, so you know. I have had an increase in acid reflux in the last 6 months or so, but nothing that omeprazole can't handle. So I just take an omeprazole or two for a few days when it gets bad, and then it gets better, and it doesn't bother me for a few weeks, and then it'll get bad for a few days, and then it'll get better. I think it has a lot to do with what I'm eating and when I'm eating, and especially with my life having been kind of in crazy upset for the last 6 months, my eating has not been normal. And so I think that that's a lot of my chaos there. Something that I haven't talked a lot about on Instagram, but I will talk about, I did try Mounjaro. I was on it for 3 weeks, and it was 3 weeks of complete and utter hell. So I went off of it immediately. As soon as, basically I just got all of the horrible side effects to the max. Most people are like, oh yeah, I had a headache, or oh yeah, I had a little bit of nausea. No, I was like clutching a bucket for days, trying not to vomit. Could barely eat, had diarrhea for 3 weeks straight, which I have never had before. Like, I'm usually constipated. I had diarrhea for 3 weeks straight. I was so sick, so nauseous, headaches, body aches, and literally I went from like, I was working out 4 or 5 days a week, lifting weights, feeling really good in my body, to I could barely get up off the couch. So I love that Moonjar works for some people to help them finally reach their goal or lose some regain, help them get, a little bit better control if they feel like things are slipping. I was trying to use it because I have seen very little weight loss in the last year. I've lost like 30 pounds total in a whole year, and that is frustrating when you're trying to reach your goal. And I have skin removal surgery here in about 4 months. So I was trying to use it as a tool, which is what it is, to help me lose a few extra pounds to get me to my goal. And you know what? It didn't work for me, and that's okay. I'm glad that it works for some people. I'm really excited for the people that it works for. I don't think that, and I don't really care if anybody wants to come after me for trying to use the medication. It's a tool to help you lose weight, just like VSG or bariatric, any bariatric surgery is. So to me, that's what I view it as, is like, okay, here's another tool that I can use to try and reach my goal. And it just didn't work for me. So it works for somebody else, and it's going to be a great tool for other people. Just that medication and my body do not mix. It also lowered my blood sugars into the 60s consistently, and I felt like shit all the time. So it kind of made my reactive hypoglycemia worse. So for me, that was a no, a big fat no. But for other people, great. And let's see, what else? I booked my skin removal. I'm having a 360 lower body lift and Mons lift from Dr. Gavin Dry with Athenix up in Seattle in April, on April 14th. I'm so excited. So excited to see what my body looks like without this huge circle of skin and fat that just hangs off of me. So essentially, as soon as the holidays are over and I'm moved in and everything's unpacked and everything's done and I can fucking breathe, my entire goal and focus is muscle building, maintenance, and getting my body to as healthy of a place as is physically possible for surgery. So stay tuned. I will probably ramp up my YouTube videos a bit more once I get closer to that, because I want to document my my surgery prep, the surgery, my recovery, all that stuff. So if you are only following me on YouTube and you're like, why the fuck hasn't she updated in a year? And here we are. And then you're confused about why I'm suddenly updating. That's why. But also go follow my Instagram, Becoming Bex. That's where I post most of my stuff. I'm old. I don't like a shitload of social media. So that's kind of where I congregate. Anyways, there's my not so short update, but it's been a year, so there's that. And wish me luck that the snow abates and I can fucking get home and sleep in my own house, in my own bed, instead of in hotel rooms and on air mattresses, which is what my life has been for the last few weeks. I love all of you guys. I appreciate all the love and support and everything. And I'm sorry that I have been absent. I'm a bariatric patient, but it's not every minute of my entire life. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be anybody's. The whole point of the surgery is to have the surgery so you can go and fucking live your life. And that's what I'm doing. I'm living and building the life I've always wanted. So, all right, well, love you guys.